So we're working on problem 4-69A. We're trying to add these rational expressions. First thing I need to do is look at my denominators. I have these two denominators here, and I need to factor them both. So the first denominator, 2x squared plus 9x minus 5. I have that in my numerator. My denominator then is going to end up being 2x minus 1 times x plus 5. So you have to go through, make your generic rectangle, and factor that. My other fraction that I have x plus 3 in my numerator. But now my denominator is x squared plus 5x. And you can notice that both of them have an x involved. So I can factor that x out. I have x times x plus 5. Now when I look at these two fractions, they both have an x plus 5. So what I need to do to get a common denominator is I need to multiply this fraction by this x here, both numerator and denominator. And I need to multiply this other fraction over here. Ooh, that's really large. By 2x minus 1, both numerator and denominator. I now have a common denominator. It is x times 2x minus 1 times x plus 5, which means I can now write it as one fraction. And now I can add my numerators. In order to do that, though, I need to distribute. So I'm going to get x squared minus 4x plus, I need to multiply this one out as well. So if I need to use a generic rectangle or use FOIL, whatever I need to do to multiply that out correctly, I'm going to end up getting, for that fraction, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Since it's a plus right here, I'm adding in between these two. Be the same thing as distributing a positive 1, which really does not change the problem at all. I can just get rid of my parentheses and combine like terms. So if I just look at that on a fresh sheet here, I have an x squared and a 2x squared, giving me a total of 3x squared. I then have a negative 4x and a positive 5x. So when I combine like terms there, I end up getting a positive 1x. And then I have my negative 3, so minus 3. My denominator stays the same. X times 2x minus 1 times x plus 5. And now my problem is finished. I cannot factor my numerator any further, and my denominator is set. If you wanted to write this out without parentheses, expand it without parentheses, you definitely could. I do not need you to. So there is the simplified answer.